Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we are joined by our friend Schulz, who was kind enough to bring us 4 decks that he specially built for each of us with what he thought would be our favorite creature type.
As always, thank you to our sponsors, Tales of Adventure, Moxfield, and Ultimate Guard, but more on them later in the video.
That's enough for now. Let's go ahead and meet the players.
I'm Airball, and today I let the dogs out with Tovalar Dire Overlord as my commander. Werewolves? Here they are. I've got plenty. I've got the old style, I've got the new style, and I'm going to be that annoying person making everyone track day-night at the table and keep everything at nighttime where all my creatures are better. I'm going to get paid off for hitting my opponents, and I'm going to have big things in play to discourage them from hitting me back.
I'm Veggiewagonyee, and today I'm playing Kumena, Tyrant of Erazka. This is an all-in-one commander. I can get in for unblockable commander damage, I can draw cards, and I can put counters on all of my Merfolk to eventually overrun the board. And this deck is packed with different ways to untap everything, so I can use these abilities on everybody's turn.
Hi, I'm Schulz, MTGO Grinder and Legacy Lands player, and today I'm going to be playing Ayula, Queen Among Bears. Our goal today is going to be playing as many bears as possible, grizzly and not, and we do have the right to bear arms.
Hello, everybody. I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I'm playing Herald, King of Skemfar. Elves was one of my first decks as a kid, and I'm so excited to get to play this today. I'm hoping to make a ton of extra elves and find big payoffs like Allosaurus Shepherd. Decked Out is proudly sponsored by TOA Magic or Tales of Adventure.
And speaking of proud, look, I will be so proud of all of you if you go there and you pick up the cards that you're already going to get. You're going to get them somewhere. You need every single thing that you've seen on the show because at least one of us here plays all of the cards brilliantly. So if you go to Tales of Adventure and you buy some cards and it helps us out, that's a win for everybody.
And you guys can get 5% off any order by heading over to TOA and using code DECKEDOUT at checkout, and you'd be supporting your favorite commander show along the way.
Yeah. Well, let's go and see those cards in action. It's time for the game. Welcome to the table. Let's roll. See who goes first.
18.
15.
I'll take second.
9, 6.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's nice either way.
it's nice either way.
That took a while to land, didn't it?
It wasn't a bear joke, you know.
You guys are unbearable.
Oh,
All right, well, we got that one out of the way quick before I could get to it. So that's probably for the best.
Well, the thing is, I don't know any other ones, so I had to take the easy one.
I'll draw my card for turn because that's a thing you do in Commander. And I will shock in a Stomping Ground, take 2, and fittingly, as we are recording in the Portland area, I'll cast a Timberwolves. It's a 1/1 for 1. It has bands. I'll pass the turn.
All right. Forest and a Feyhorn Elves. Little mana dork can produce some green. Pass.
Okay, I can take my turn. Command Tower. I'm gonna play turn 1 Root Maze. All artifacts and lands come into play tapped. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Going last, this root maze is devastating to my momentum. Not getting to play my commander till turn 3 is going to slow me down considerably. I will draw for turn, and because it will come into play tapped anyway, I will play an Argoth Sanctum of Nature. Argoth Sanctum of Nature says, it enters tapped if you do not control a legendary creature, but for 4, 2 colorless and 2 green, you can create a 2/2 green bear creature token and then mill 3 cards.
All right, we're going to start by going to combat, and I am jealous that your green 1-drop taps for mana and mine doesn't. So I'm going to swing
Hey.
Timberwolves at MTGNerdGirl.
Wow. Green on green violence. Fine. I guess we're all green, huh?
You're welcome to take 2, but it's only 1 because bad.
I see.
Yeah. All right, well, then we're going to play a basic mountain tapped and pass the turn.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I have a mana dork now. So we're going to go ahead and play a swamp that comes into play tapped. I'm going to go ahead and tap 2 for a Wirewood Hive Master, one of my favorite cards as a kid. And it says whenever a non-token elf enters the battlefield, I can make a cute little insect. Pass the turn.
All right, let's play an island. Oh, look, it's tapped. And I think we'll just play a Mist-Cloaked Herald. It's a 1/1 Merfolk that can't be blocked. I'll pass the turn.
That's a veggie card if ever I saw one.
This is like wet spirits.
I will play a forest and pass the turn.
All right, well, we'll tap 2 for a Full Moon's Rise. It's an enchantment. My werewolves get +1/+0 and have trample, and I can also sack it to regenerate all werewolves I control. So, my Timberwolves have gotten better, and I'm going to take a swing now at Veggie for 2.
I will take one. And then another one.
Sure, yeah, that's I didn't know that was an option. Okay, well, I guess I'll play my land for turn. Kessig Wolf Run comes in tapped. No, it can add colorless, but I can pay X and a Gruul, and I can give a creature +X/+0 and trample. Pass the turn.
A lot of wolf synergies going on over there. I don't like it. Land for turn is going to be a tapped Land War Wastes. And I'm so glad I have this mana dork now. Makes me very happy. So let's go ahead and tap 2 green, and we're going to play an Elvish Archdruid. Other elves I control get +1/+1, and it can also tap and add a mana for each elf I control. And when a non-token elf comes into play, my Hive Master is going to make the cutest little nom-nom insect.
So normally cards like Root Maze you play when you can break the symmetry for yourself, so it hurts everyone else more. I am pretty sure that that's better in her deck than in yours.
I just like it.
Okay.
You know, I think Airball's been being mean, so Hive Master is going to come in for 2, because we got a sweet pump.
I will take 2.
Pastor?
Something, break parity, something. I'll play forest tapped. I'm going to pay 1. I'm going to ponder.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
How many? I don't know what happened there. That was like Brain said, "Here's half a joke," and I was like, "Great, roll with it."
No. Brain said, "Are you pondering what I'm pondering?"
Veggie overestimated his ability to come up with it before the rest of it got out.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm gonna look at the top 3 cards of my library and then put them back, and then possibly shuffle and then draw. I'm going to put them back on top and not shuffle and draw this card. Oh, that's a good card. I'm going to go to combat. For yelling at me about this very optimal Root Maze play, I'm going to swing 1 at Airball.
Yeah, that seems fair. I'll take 1.
I'll pass turn.
I will play a tapped forest, which does not feel great, but I will cast my commander. Ayula, Queen Among Bears. Whenever another bear enters the battlefield, I get to choose to either put 2 +1/+1 counters on a bear, or target bear I control fights another creature I do not.
That's pretty scary.
Pass turn.
Okay. We did not come here not to cast the commander. We're going to tap 3. We're going to play Tovalar, Dire Overlord. Whenever a werewolf I control deals combat damage to a player, I get to draw a card, and I can flip it into something much better on the back. It's also daytime, so I am that guy this game. Can I have the day token, please? Okay, it has become day, and my Timberwolves just keep getting more and more impressive. I'm going to go to combat, and I'm going to attack the person who can't defend himself. Veggie, it's coming at you.
I could have done something if I had an untapped mana. I'll take 2.
You sure will. And that will trigger Tovalar. I will draw a card.
Oh, no.
And I'm going to play my Verdant Catacombs tapped for turn. Pass.
All right. I will also play a tapped land. All right. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to tap 4. And we are going to play a Beast Whisperer. Whenever I cast a creature spell, I may also draw a card, like Airball over here, having all the fun. I've got a lot of 1/1s, but they're really not going to cut it. I need to find a payoff. I hope the Beast Whisperer can survive a round. And I also get to make an insect token because a non-token elf came into play. And then I'll go ahead and tap my Elvish Archdruid for 4 floating green mana. And we are going to play Priest of Titania for 2 mana. It's just another mana dork that's going to allow me to add 1 mana for each elf I control. It's another non-token elf. It's going to get another insect token.
No, I'm not stopping you. I'm just counting.
Yeah, the amount of mana that NerdGirl can now produce.
Is it 14 mana? It's 15.
I get to draw a card as well from the Beast Whisperer. And I'll use my last 2 mana to play a Llanowar Loam Speaker, another non-token elf. I'll get an insect and another card draw. Llanowar Loam Speaker can tap for a mana of any color. I can also tap target land I control, becomes a 3/3 elemental, and haste until end of turn. Great. This is working out fantastically. I'm going to go ahead and move to combat, and I'm going to send a Insect to Veggie and a 2/2 Wirewood Hive Master to the wonderful guest and see if they want to block with their bear.
I think I am too far behind to block. I will take 2.
Are you taking my insect damage?
I'll block with all of my creatures I'm able to block with. I'll take 1.
And that'll be my turn.
I think we're in serious trouble.
Yes?
I think we should do something about it.
I
Yes,
too would like
you
to
all should do something about it.
You don't have root maze by any chance, do you?
They're just harmless little elves. It's fine.
I'll play a forest, and I'm going to tap 3 for Deep Root Waters. An enchantment whenever I cast a Merfolk spell, I make a 1/1 blue Merfolk with hexproof. That's that. I'll send 1 unblockable to NerdGirl.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I feel like I've contributed here. So the two of you can take care of the rest. I'll pass.
You see what we have to deal with?
I do. All right. I will untap and play another tapped forest. And I will cast Savage Swipe. Target creature I control gets +2/+2 until end of turn if its power is 2. Then it fights target creature I do not control.
Oh no.
Where's that going?
All right. Well,
I think the Anthem plus the mana is too much for me, so I'm going to go after the Elvish Archdruid.
I like that.
That's unfortunate. Okay. My Elvish Archdruid is no more.
And then with my remaining 2, I will cast a Bear Cub.
Oh.
It is a 2/2 for 2.
And?
Yes.
But because another bear does enter the battlefield under my control, I get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on a target bear I control.
Oh.
I will choose my commander, and then I will come in for 6 at Veggie.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I will. I'll take it.
Pass the turn.
Are you excited to crack your verdant catacombs?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. God, I wish I had 4 mana.
Would you like to borrow an elf?
Yes. I can't guarantee it'll come back. All right. We're going to go straight to combat and see if that changes anything I can do. The Portland Timberwolves and Tovalar are coming at Veggie because he can't defend himself.
Wow, you guys are mean.
For a total of 6.
But it's free cards. I understand. Yeah.
All right, I will draw 2 off the Tovalar triggers. I'm going to tap 2, and for the good of the table, we're going to cast Domri's Ambush. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature I control, and then deal damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker I don't control. And I think that Beast Whisperer is about to eat a fistful of Tovalar.
That's unfortunate. I kind of needed that. I'm running out of cards.
Yes. So even at the best of times, I don't want NerdGirl having cards because she uses those to hurt me. But in this case, it's particularly important because the fewer cards people have, the fewer spells people will cast, and the more likely it is to stay nighttime so my stuff stays big.
Okay.
And I am going to play a Slagwood's Bridge as my land for turn. It would have come in tapped anyway.
All right. So it's exerted.
Sure. Pass the turn.
I didn't think you guys would have too much removal in your green decks, but here we are.
Well, I didn't build these decks, so there's removal in them. Guess it wasn't very elf sustainable.
Don't put that in.
I'm putting that in.
All right, I'm going to tap 3, and we are first going to play Marwyn the Nurturer. She's a 1/1 that says whenever another elf enters the battlefield, I can put a +1/+1 counter on it, and she taps based on her power. That is also going to be a non-token elf. So we will get... I guess we'll just go like this. So this will be my non-summoning sick insect. Let's keep them cute. Don't judge me. Next, I'm going to go ahead and tap for 3 more. And I too will play my commander, Herald, King of Skemfar. When this 3/2 with Menace enters the battlefield, I can look at the top 5 cards of my library. I may reveal an elf, a warrior, or a Tyvar card from among them and put that into my hand and the rest onto the bottom. All right, I got 3 lands, a Well-Wisher, and a Boreal Druid. I'm going to go ahead. I don't need any more mana dorks, so I'm going to take this Well-Wisher, which is one of my favorite cards from my childhood. That's going to get me another Summoning Sick insect. I will also get a +1/+1 counter for Morrowind. Finally, I'm going to tap the Priest of Titania for 6 mana, and I'm going to start with a Llanowar Tribe, which will trigger Morrowind plus another insect. And the Well-Wisher you guys knew I drew, so we'll get 4 insects, and Morrowind will go up to 3. And I think that's all the things I can cast. I'll play a Terramorphic Expanse tapped, and we're gonna rumble. Airball doesn't seem like he's got a lot going on over there, so Airball, we're gonna come across for 5 to you.
I'll take 5.
And that's gonna be it.
Okay.
I could have drawn a card for all of those.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sad. Why are you so mean to me?
You hit me for 5.
Going into the untap, I was feeling like we were a little bit harsh. I no longer feel that way.
Yeah.
You built the deck.
I've got 2 cards in hand. One of them's an elf. Like, okay. Feel like, nope.
I'm gonna pay 4 to play Seafloor Oracle. 2/3 Merfolk. Whenever Merfolk I control deals combat damage to a player, I draw a card. It feels good to me. I'm gonna get a 1/1 Merfolk. Yes! I'm gonna go to combat. I'm gonna hit NerdGirl for 1.
All right. Suppose I deserve it. Although I've been nice to you.
Sure. I'm gonna draw a card. And I'm gonna pass the turn.
I will play a tapped forest and cast a Tribute to the World Tree. This is a new card out of Mom that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, I draw a card. If its power is 3 or greater, otherwise it gets 2 +1/+1 counters. With everybody else's board states kind of spooky, I'm going to hold back this turn and pass to Airball.
Okay, on your end step, I will crack my Virgin Catacombs. I'll pay 1 for the privilege. And off the Virgin Catacombs, we will fetch a Taiga, which was in the deck. Yeah, I don't think that one needs any introduction. We'll untap. All right, we're going to tap 3 for a Domri Anarch of Bolas. He's a Planeswalker from War of the Spark. All my creatures get +1/+0 as a static ability. I can add a mana and make my creatures uncounterable, or I can -2 fight anything else on the board.
I don't have anything really worth fighting, so feel free.
What?
Excuse me?
Can we run that back?
I don't have anything really worth fighting, so feel free.
I mean, she's gonna get a little bit bigger, but I'm out of cards and nothing pumps all my elves.
I think
I'd like you to fight my commander so I can find in more elves. That'd be cool.
I'm going to swing the Timberwolves at you for 3.
I will gladly take 3.
All right. Tovolar will trigger. I'll draw a card. Okay. We're going to... I think
It's fine.
it's really not.
And Veggie's in the corner like, I'm in danger.
Okay, what do we think the biggest threat on their girls' board is? Is it Marwyn or is it the tribe?
The Well-Wisher is the scariest thing in my mind.
Okay, you built the deck. Okay, then on the advice of my attorney, Schulz, I'm going to -2 Domri, and Tovolar is going to eat your Well-Wisher.
But she's so awesome. It's one of my favorite cards from when I was a kid. Why?
That's exactly why.
Oh,
It had nothing to do with the threat level. It's
I
spite.
see.
Yes.
All right, and main phase 2, we're going to tap 2 for a Kessig Forge Master. It's an old school werewolf. When it blocks or becomes blocked, it deals 1 damage to the creature that did that. And at the beginning of the upkeep, if no spells were cast, then it transforms. Pass.
So I have a question. What's the best target for Court of Calling?
I don't think I'm really the threat. Oh, what's the best target for Court of Calling in the deck?
I'm going to go ahead and lose a life to use the Llanowar here because I want to keep my mana dorks to attack you guys. So I'm going to tap 4 and I'm going to cast a Court of Calling for 1. And with that, I'm going to go find an Allosaurus Shepherd.
Looks like we'll have to band together to defeat Nerd Girl.
All right, Allosaurus Shepherd is going to come into play. And when he does, I believe I'm going to get another insect. And Morrowind's going to go up to 4. Allosaurus Shepherd is an elf shaman. He's a 1/1 and it says, this spell can't be countered. Green creature spells you control can't be countered. And for 6 mana until end of turn, elf creatures I control get power and toughness 5/5 and become dinosaurs in addition to their creature types.
That's not going to be a problem at all.
I thought I'd be nice to you guys.
She didn't want the two of you countering any of her spells.
Right.
It's only elves I control, right?
Correct.
So my insects don't get big. Boo. We will go ahead and go to combat. We're going to share the love, though. We're going to go 8 to Veggie.
Mhm.
We're going to go Harold, Hirewood, and Morrowind to Schulz. And we will go all mana dorks to Airball.
I mean, those are insects that are coming at me, so they don't get any bigger.
Nope.
I will block one of them.
Great.
I don't see this working out well for me, so I'm not going to block at all.
Does that just kill you? It's close. Not quite.
How much is this coming at me?
It will be a total of 15.
And supposing you pump?
15.
Okay.
There's no supposing about it. It's what's happening. One of them's being blocked, so Veggie will take
7.
7 damage. Of course, the pump is happening.
I will take the full 19.
Forge Master is going to hop in front of one of those creatures. It is a 4/1, and when it blocks, it will ping the attacking creature for 1. So I am going to block the...
I think this one makes creatures. It turns my lands into 3/3s.
Then we'll block that one. We'll block the Loam Speaker.
And these are mana dorks, and I have no cards in hand, so. And then I will pass turn.
Draw my card. I'm going to play a Yavimaya Coast tapped, and then pay 2 for Stony Brook Banneret. It's a 1/1 Merfolk with Island Walk, which is great. And Merfolk spells and wizard spells I play cost 1 less to play. That's going to give me another Merfolk. And then I'll pay 2 and cast my commander, Kamena, Tyrant of Erazka. I can tap another Merfolk I control to make it unblockable, tap 3 to draw a card, and tap 5 to put a +1/+1 counter on all of my Merfolk. That's going to give me another creature token. Because it does. All right, I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to swing my 1 Merfolk without Summoning Sickness, Seafloor Oracle, and the Mistcloak Herald at Nerd Girl.
I'll block just the 1/1 with my 1/1.
Okay, they'll trade. I'll hit you for 3. And I'll draw 2 cards. That's my turn. I'll pass.
Draw. I will cast a Grizzly Bear. It is a 2/2 for 2.
And
Wow.
It is a 2/2 for 2. It's beautiful. All its glory. When it enters, it will have a couple of triggers. Tribute to the World Tree will trigger, and I will put 2 +1/+1 counters on my Grizzly Bear. And then I will have Ayula fight the Allosaurus Shepherd.
that is uncalled for. I'm not the threat anymore. Look at this Merfolk nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we specifically called for it. It's very certainly called for.
Yeah.
I barely made it out last turn.
Please fight the Allosaurus Shepherd. There, I've called for it.
Last turn was like, I can't quite kill anyone yet.
I couldn't.
I will then swing 6 in at our elf player.
I can't do anything about it. So I'm going to take 2 normally and then 6 more commander or 4 more commander.
4 commander, correct.
Yes.
I will then tap 2 to cast Nostalgic Dreams, which is a pet card of mine. As an additional cost to play Nostalgic Dreams, discard X cards from your hand, return X cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Nostalgic Dreams. So I will cast Nostalgic Dreams, discarding a Kamal Summons to return a Savage Swipe. And then I will cast a Savage Swipe, having my Grizzly Bears fight the Priest of Titania.
Whoa. Why? I'm not the threat.
Originally, I was going to take care of Kumina, but Priest of Titania is spooky.
Look, shouldn't you kill the commander?
I'm okay with this.
What am I making mana for? Nothing.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Well, that worked? That was going to work?
That's so
Okay.
mean. That's so like meta. That's meta. So mean.
What? It's not making mana for anything. It's just harmless little elf over here.
So I feel safer with that in the graveyard.
All
Also, spite.
I will pass the turn there.
I'll draw for turn. I am going to plus Domri, and we're going to make a green mana. We're going to use that green mana immediately to cast Unnatural Moonrise. And finally, at long last, it will become nighttime, but much more. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's a theme in the deck. It also has flashback. Maybe one day we'll see it again, or one night.
Boo.
So it's nighttime. We're going to target Tovolar. It's going to get +1/+0. Tovolar's also going to flip into Tovolar, the Midnight Scourge. When it deals combat damage, draw a card, and I can also pump mana into a thing to make it bigger. How's about we go to combat? And I am going to swing everything at MTGNerdGirl.
So 7 commander from Tovolar. And an additional 3.
Yes.
No,
Because of the Unnatural Moonrise.
One more
Yeah.
from the Moonrise.
Unnatural Moonrise, yeah. So both of those ordinarily would get a trigger from the Tovolar, plus Unnatural Moonrise is going to give an additional trigger. I'm going to draw 3 cards. And we have options. First things first, I'm going to play a Gruul Turf as my land for turn. We're going to bounce this mountain. It's going to come back in tapped later, more than likely. And I guess better late than never, we're going to tap 1 for a Soul Ring.
Comes into play tapped. Haha.
Oh, there's a root maze that's in play.
Okay. Damn, that complicates things. Thought it was only lands. That's problematic. Okay. And also it was a bad idea because I have to play 2 spells and finally make it day again, which stinks. But we're going to go ahead and tap 2 more mana for a Kessig Naturalist. It's 2 mana for a 2/2. When it attacks, makes mana. You don't lose that mana till end of turn. Normally, it would come in on its nighttime side, but I'm about to pass the turn. It's going to go to day. So if there's no other effects, I'll pass. And while you're doing that, I will note that I have too many cards in hand. I'll discard this mountain to hand size.
I'm also going to, on your end step, crack the Terramorphic Expanse and find a forest. All right, that's going to come into play tapped. I just need to draw a spell. Any spell, keep it daytime. This is not a spell. Oh no. That's going to not be good.
Good evening.
But you're plenty mana.
I do. All right, well, the only thing I think I can do is try to get in a little damage. Can't kill anybody, but I can go ahead and go in to Veggie for 5, try to make clear some room over there, and then we're going to go ahead and even up our life totals, and we're going to come to Airball for 3 with Menace.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it to take 5 damage. I will block with 1 Merfolk token.
Okay.
I can't do anything about Menace, so I'll take it.
All right. Before damage, I am going to activate Kamana and tap 3 Merfolk to draw a card before that dies.
And I will take 3.
Yep. Okay, that's all I can do. Pass the turn.
Oh, it flips tonight.
It does, unfortunately. Yeah.
And as a consequence, Kessig Naturalist is going to turn into the Lord of the Ulvenwald. It's basically the same as it was before, but now it pumps the team for +1/+1.
Nice.
All right. I'm going to play an island for turn. I'm going to go to combat. I think I'm not quite so worried about Nerd Girl now with no cards in hand.
Hey. You never know.
All right, well then I'll swing it at you for 1. No, I think this Mistcloak Herald is going to head towards Airball for 1.
Unblockable?
Unblockable.
I will take 1.
All right, and I will draw a card. Then I'm going to tap 5, and I'm going to play Merc Fiend Liege.
It's a 4/4. Other green creatures I control get +1/+1. Other blue creatures I control get +1/+1. And I untap all green and blue creatures I control during each other player's untap step. The best creature on my board isn't even a Merfolk. Mercfiend Liege is going to let me gain a huge advantage by using my Merfolk tap abilities not just one time in a rotation, but 4. So, I'm going to tap 3 Merfolk to draw a card, and I will pass to my end step and discard a Kodama's Reach to get down to 7.
All right. I guess we will move to our untap.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Our
Ooh.
untap. I like that.
And I think I've got to hold back here, but I do have a primal command, which I will cast. I will choose 2 modes, putting target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library, and search your library for a creature card and put it into your hand. I will finally solve our root maze issues and tutor up a creature.
Thank God.
And I will choose Owl Bear Cub.
So cute.
I will play the first untapped land of my game in Gaia's Cradle
What
Okay.
do I do? I don't have seen that before.
to make 3 mana to cast my Owl Bear Cub. Owl Bear Cub says, whenever Owl Bear Cub attacks a player who controls 8 or more lands, look at the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that player. So there will be a couple of triggers for my Bird Bear. First, we will trigger Tribute to the World Tree. I will get to draw a card, and then I will have Grizzly Bear fight the Mercfiend Liege.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's nice.
Well, what if you didn't?
Wait. Never mind.
Oh yeah, it is. It's not a Merfolk. I can't put counters on it or anything.
Oh, thank gosh.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, wait, what if they?
Yeah.
And then I was like,
And
wait,
then you're
I better
maybe
not.
he'll miss it. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. If I don't say anything, he won't know what his cards do. Yeah, it's a horror, not a Merfolk, so I can't use Kamana to save it.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
I was looking forward to pumping everything up and then untapping with it, but if I do any of those things now, it leaves me kind of open, so it's gonna die.
Oh yeah, you were gonna get to pump and draw and every turn. Ugh,
Yeah.
gross. I'm so glad you could kill that.
All right, mission accomplished. I will pass turn.
All right. Well, as much good as you did that turn, you did cast 2 spells. So we will go to day. So you did flip it back to day, but unsuccessfully, because Tovalar has this extra line of text where if I have 3 or more wolves on my battlefield, it flips to night. Welcome back. Good evening.
Man, daylight savings time is like...
It's so confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard they were
I
getting rid of
hate
it, but all right. So it's still nighttime, and we have some options, and you're all annoying me by having blockers.
Sorry, I'm bugging you.
Ugh. Wish I could hit you with something, but I can't. I'm going to cast Huntmaster of the Fells. It's a 2/2 for 4. It's one of the old werewolves. When it ETBs or transforms, we're going to put a 2/2 green wolf creature into play and gain 2.
So that's the old.
It's the old werewolf. Yeah, we already had one of them
Correct.
earlier in the game, too.
It is not nightbound.
We have a very cute wolf, and I'll gain 2 life.
Yes.
We'll go to 17. We're going to plus Domri for green mana. We're going to use it immediately to cast Scorned Villager. It's another one of the old werewolves. It's a 1/1 for 2, and it taps for green. And we'll use the final 2 mana for my turn to cast a Runebound Wolf. It's not a werewolf at all. It's just a wolf. I can pay 4 and tap it to deal damage to a player equal to the number of wolves and werewolves I control.
Hey.
So I'm going to pass, and it will go to day because I very much cast more than 1 spell.
Well, I wanted not a land, and I kind of got what I wanted.
Soul Ring.
I'm not getting a lot of oomph here at the tail end of this game, but I did get a Dryad Arbor, which comes into play untapped.
But importantly, is not a spell. It's a land.
No. So it'll go back tonight
Uh-huh.
again for you. I gotta stop drawing these lands. I can't do much.
If you wanted to blow up your commander and promise not to destroy my owlbear cub, I will double block.
Oh. Oh, that is a tempting offer. I do like that offer.
Veggie and Airball are getting out of control. If I can help NerdGirl develop a better board state, maybe she can take some of the pressure off for me.
I don't. She'll get more gas off the top from Herald.
I'm so glad Schulz recommended killing the Herald so I can get some extra card draw. That was a really good idea. Thanks, Schulz.
Yes.
I think
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the point was to make it so it doesn't flip to night.
Yeah, if I can recast Herald. Yeah. Because you're the problem, you see?
Yes.
How am I the problem? I have a few dumb wolves.
And Veggie's also kind of a scary problem, but I can't really stop.
I'm just a fish guy.
I'm less scared of Veggie now. Okay,
How can you be scared of that, Merfolk?
I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to attack the Herald into Schulz.
All right. I will double block with my Queen of Bears and my owlbear cub.
All right, I will do all of the damage to the Queen of Bears. That was the deal, right?
Yep.
All right.
You can split it up however you want as long as there is not 3 applied to my cute little owlbear.
And then I will go to my second main. And let's go ahead and recast the Herald of Skemvar. I can look at the top 5 and get another elf, hopefully.
Whiff.
I also get to make a Summoning Sick Insect. And this is going to go up to 5. I should have attacked with this too, but I forgot. All right, I'm going to reveal an elf. It's going to be another useless thing that's not doing a lot here. But we are going to get to play it. And it will bump up another one, and we'll get another insect. We're going to play Essence Warden, a 1/1 elf. This is whenever another creature enters the battlefield, I gain a life. I think that includes all of your creatures too,
Yep.
which is nifty.
There's always an elf for everything, isn't there? I finally got my engine online, but NerdGirl's Essence Warden is going to help her to stabilize while I'm building up my board. It's still probably worth it for me to continue playing Merfolk, but I really got to keep that in mind.
So, because I got the insect after this entered the battlefield, I'll get to gain 1 life from it for the insect. And that'll be my turn. That's all I can do.
Yeah, not insignificant.
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, I am going to tap 5 Merfolk and put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk I control.
Boo.
Could have been much, much worse. All right. Well, I gotta be careful now because every Merfolk I play is 2 triggers for Essence Warden. Oh.
Boo. Oh. I thought it was like something new.
I'm sorry, I tried.
I appreciate your sacrifice.
Gonna play a Forest for turn. I'm gonna pay 2 and cast Kopala, Warden of Waves. Spells my opponents cast that target a Merfolk I control cost 2 more, and abilities that they activate also cost 2 more. So anything that you do that targets a Merfolk, pay 2. That's going to trigger Deep-Root Waters. I'm going to get an additional Merfolk. This one does not have a counter on it.
I will gain 2 life.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Essence Warden.
She's still mad she called her useless.
Well, I need some oomph.
Honestly, I need some move too. I can do a bunch of stuff, but none of it like goes to winning the game.
Pumping something every turn and drawing cards is pretty darn good.
You know, they still get blocked by a lot of everything except for this. So I'm gonna go to combat, and I still think that Airball is in the best position here. So I'm gonna swing for 2.
Unblockable.
Unblockable.
I will take 2.
I feel like I should be able to do more with this setup. I'm pumping out Merfolk, adding counters onto them, but I can't push any damage through except with my single unblockable creature, and it's only getting bigger by 1 every turn.
I'm gonna draw a card from Seafloor Oracle. I feel like I have to do this. I'm gonna pay 1 to cast Thieving Skydiver,
Oh my god.
and I'm gonna kick it for 1. So it's a 2/1 flyer, and it's can steal target artifact, convert a mana cost extra less. So I'm gonna take that soul ring before you get to use it.
Gain a life.
Or you have used it once.
I've used
yes?
it once.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take that. It is a Merfolk, so I will get another one of these.
Gain another life.
You gain another life. And finally, I will pay 1, 2 for Kiora's Follower. 2/2 Merfolk that taps to untap another target permanent. I will take 1 from my land.
I'll gain 2. You get another Merfolk, right?
Yeah. I'll pass the turn.
I approve of a 2/2 for 2.
Maybe it does a little too much, but like.
A power creep.
All right. Untap, upkeep, draw. Sorry.
You can take your time. That's the magic of it. Not intended, but I'll take it.
That was one of the better ones, so you should take the credit. I will cast Ruxa, Patient Professor. This is a legendary bear druid. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature card with no abilities from my graveyard to my hand. Creatures I control with no abilities get +1/+1. It also allows me to have creatures I control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they were not blocked,
Oh.
Yeah.
which will trigger itself, the World Tree, and Eula. And rushing to the, I'm going to get my grizzly bears back.
Nice.
Eula will then fight our scary rune-bound wolf.
He's currently a 4/2.
Yep. And then I will trigger the World Tree and draw a card. I'll then tap a Gaia's Cradle for 3, along with the Argoth to recast my Eula, which will trigger Tribute to the World Tree, and I will put 2 +1/+1 counters on it.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Could really use a soul ring. The root maze didn't make it back into play, right?
Oh no!
All right.
I did not.
Excellent. It is still day, but not for long, because Tovolar on my upkeep will trigger and flip all of my creatures, all of my werewolves, to their backside. It'll become night again. And that means we finally get to see what the backside of Huntmaster of the Fells does, and he doesn't hunt anymore, he ravages. It's a 4/4 trample, and when it transforms into its backside, it deals 2 damage to target opponent, and 2 damage to one creature that player controls.
You could force out the pump. If you hit the unblockable creature, you'd force the pump, which would tap most of the creatures so you could get in.
Okay, then let's do that. Let's poke the unblockable creature. And why not? Let's also ping Veggie for 2.
Just the main question is, do I die if I tap my creatures out?
You do have 3 idiots, so like you don't need to tap that many, but it is,
Well, I have to tap 5.
yeah.
That leaves me with 5 to block with. I don't like it. I am going to let it die, though.
Okay, it's dead. All right, we're going to plus Domri for mana, and we're going to use it immediately to cast Arlen Cord. 4 mana Planeswalker, starts with 3 loyalty. I can either pump 1 creature for +2/+2, give it Vigilant and Haste until end of turn, or I can put a 2/2 green creature token into play and transform her. And we will activate Arlen's 0 ability, and I'm going to put another wolf into play.
I'll gain a life from, wrong direction, from the Essence Warden.
Okay. I will play a forest as land for turn. It will come in untapped, which feels outstanding. I don't think I have any great attacks even still. So I'll pass the turn. It'll stay night.
All right. I think I might have missed some life gain from the bear side, but that's fine. All right. Not a forest? Hey, it's not a forest.
Swamp.
Oh, that would be great.
Well, I am most scared of the werewolf player. So we're going to go ahead and just play a Sentinel Stalwart. It's a 1/1 elf that I can untap other artifact or creature I control at a mana. But most importantly, it's going to add a counter to Marwyn and give me another insect. Let's keep going wide here. And if the two of you are too chicken to help clear up some of the werewolf infestation, I think maybe I should.
I got rid of the machine gun.
Oh yeah, and I'll get a life as well from the Essence Warden. And from the insect. All right. With everybody's life total being around 16, I can almost kill anybody, but not quite there. I've got a lot of insects, so hopefully I can just draw some elves and get enough creatures to go wide. Coming in for 8.
Marwyn is an 8/8. Mm-hmm. Do you have any onboard tricks that pump it?
I don't. I'm just hoping that you chump a wolf just so you stop growing.
Well, okay, fine. I'll throw a wolf under the Marwyn bus.
Nice. I did my share. Pass turn.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to tap 10 Merfolk and put 2 counters on each Merfolk I control.
That's a lot of counters.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to start. I'm going to pay 1. I'm going to cast Tide Shaper, kicked for 1, reduced by Stony Brook Banneret. It's 1/1 Merfolk. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, target land becomes an island for as long as this remains on the battlefield. And it gets +1/+1 if an opponent controls an island.
Gain a life.
Gain 2, because it is a Merfolk
Woo!
spell, so I'll get another Merfolk. All right, one of you gets an island.
It should be the blue player.
I was gonna say, you mean me? I can fix my mana. Yeah, you do look out of place there without an island on your board, Airball. So I'm gonna turn your Keswick's Wolf Run into an island.
Sure.
Wow. Ouch.
It's a 9. I feel so much better. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so I'll go to combat. I'm gonna swing Stony Brook Banneret with Island Walk at Airball, and I feel like NerdGirl is not a huge threat at the moment, but I've let her go before. I feel like I can at least hit you for 4.
Taking it.
And I'm taking how much?
4.
Down to 11.
I'm going to draw 2 cards off of Seafloor Oracle. I'm going to pay 1, 2 for Quest for Renewal. Whenever a creature you control becomes tapped, you may put a quest counter on Quest for Renewal. And as long as there are 4 or more quest counters on Quest for Renewal, untap all creatures you control during each other player's untap step. Yep.
I got the last one. I'm gonna need some help, guys.
What is it? It's a creature? It's
an enchantment.
It's an enchantment? Okay.
You guys killed all my card draw. I have nothing.
Quest for Renewal or Merkfiend Liege 2 Electric Eel Boogaloo. This is going to give me that same advantage, but as an enchantment, it's going to be much harder for my opponents to deal with it.
I'm going to play Cavern of Souls as my land for turn, naming Merfolk, so now you all can't counter them. I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, and cast Surge Spanner. It's a 2/2 Merfolk. Whenever it becomes tapped, I can pay 2, and if I do, return target permanent to its owner's hand. I overpaid for it, but I need the colored mana, and so I was going to use the Soul Ring. Yeah, you gain 2 life because I'll get that and another one of these Merfolk. Yeah, I'm going to tap 5 Merfolk to put a counter on each of them, and I'm going to tap 3 to draw a card, and I'm going to tap 3 to draw a card, and then I'll pass my turn.
It'll go to day.
All right, I guess we will go to our upkeep.
So have we established that there is a new problem at the table?
I think so.
I think that I contribute most to problem solving by doing nothing. So I will play a forest for turn.
Because you want it to go tonight.
It's going to go to night anyway, but...
I think my play stands, and if you are able to keep up, I will then pass the turn.
Okay, well...
Oh, well, you'll have priority if you're doing an action at the end of turn.
Okay. On your end step, I will flash in Howlpack Resurgence. It's an enchantment. Each creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf gets +1/+1 and has trample.
That's nice.
And also at the end of the turn, I'm going to tap 5 Merfolk to put counters on, another 5 to put counters on, and another 5 to put counters on. I do, in fact, have 15 Merfolk.
So y'all get +3/+3.
Yes.
We'll untap. Tovalar will trigger, and it will go to night anyway. So all this flips.
Does anybody have burn?
The Ravager of the Fells does burn.
Because I think I can go...
Speaking of burn, this transforms. I will not make another wolf, but it will deal 2 to an opponent. So let's ding you for 2.
Okay.
I'm concerned about just throwing my entire army at Veggie because then I will certainly die. However, I will certainly die if I do not. So I think the answer is kill Veggie.
All right, we're going to 0 on Arlen, put a wolf into play and transform her. And we'll get to see her backside. She is embraced by the moon. +1, I can anthem the team until end of turn. -1, she deals 3 damage to target creature or to player, and transforms back. And for -6, I get an emblem with creatures you control have haste and tap to deal damage equal to their power to target creature or player.
Wow. I gained a life as well.
So she transforms, so I can't activate her this turn. We're going to plus Domri 4 mana. We'll use that mana to cast Hull Breach. It's a sorcery. Destroy target artifact or destroy target enchantment or destroy target artifact and target enchantment. I'm going to destroy the thing that untaps everything.
Yeah, that seems good.
And I will opt not to destroy anything else. I think I could have destroyed
Your soul ring.
Artifact.
Oh yeah. Let's bury that soul ring. Yeah, great. That's spell number 1. We'll play land for turn. And we'll pay for a Howlpack Piper. Uncounterable. And it's a 2/2 for 4, and I can tap it to put a creature card from my hand onto the battlefield. And if it's a wolf or a werewolf, it untaps. Does have to be activated as a sorcery, though.
It comes in on the backside, right?
Sure does. So we get a Wild Song Howler. When it ETBs, I get to look at the top 6 of my library. I can reveal a creature card from among them, put them into my hand, and it's a 4/4 otherwise. So let's look at the top 6.
Crater Wolf?
We're going to reveal an Avabrook Caretaker.
Kind of Crater Wolf.
Limited All-Star. That will buff the team on my combat steps when it's in play. And that is all we're going to do for this turn. We're going to let it go today. Everything will flip back. And it will transform, so we get another wolf. And I'll gain 2.
I'll gain 1 for a wolf. I don't like being the fodder. But I have no choice. Veggie, if I don't kill you, what happens?
Ooh, now you're thinking like Veggie.
Well, I'm going to die either way. I die to you. So I could kill you. I actually don't know that I can kill you.
Would you rather die to blue creatures or red ones?
Okay, Veggie, I'm going to kill you. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just play another creature. We're gonna cast Reese the Exiled. Legendary Elf Warrior. It's a 3/2 that says whenever it attacks, you gain 1 life for each elf you control. I can also pay a swamp, sacrifice an elf to regenerate it.
Okay, so then it's going to go here to exile, right?
I will get to tick up my Morrowind. Goes to 8 counters. And we are going to get an additional bug. This is the life summoning sickness one.
Yeah.
So you have 15 creatures, Veggie.
15 creatures.
This is, I don't like being the kingmaker. I'm going to gain 2 life because I get the life.
If you kill Veggie, I will help, and I guarantee you will not die to wolves.
Oh, so it's a showdown between me and the bears. Schulz says I'm not going to die to werewolves. That sounds great if he's going to kill the werewolves, but if he means I'm going to die to the bears, that's pretty bad. But I think it's a thing I'm going to have to take because I'm going to die to the wolves or the merfolk anyway. So let's just see how it plays out. I could get on board with the bears.
No. Yeah, I can't give you a deal like that. That's a pretty good deal.
That is a really good deal. I feel like then me and the bears showdown, I have a chance, but my entire squad is dead. That is my best chance because I cannot beat these boards no matter what. So, yeah, Veggie, we're coming in. Whole team. I have no choice.
I know it's really bad news for me, but I'm very curious to see how I die.
All right, here are my blocks. Kamena will block Marwyn. We'll say Kapala will block the Llanowar tribe. We'll have our 2 4/4 Merfolk tokens block Herald. On the Seafloor Oracle, block the Hive Master, and then all of my creatures, all of the rest of them will block your 1/1s, leaving just insects as the ones that are unblocked.
So these are all blocked if my math is correct. You have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more creatures?
Yes,
Cool. So these are the buggies that are getting through.
7 through.
I'm a man of my word. I will cast Tribal Unity. Creatures of the type of my choice get +X/+X until end of turn.
So Merfolk.
Yeah, so insect. Oh. Whoa.
Oh no.
I was saving this combat trick for my own bears, but if I can get NerdGirl to take out Veggie, then I can buff my own team and take out Airball next turn.
What is
Oh.
X?
Yeah, so it'll be X is 7, right? 3, 4, 7. Naming insect.
So that's 56 damage.
All right, so with that on the stack,
Counterspell.
I'm gonna have to dig for one, I guess. So I get a draw per 3 Merfolk. So we'll go. Here's 4, 5, 6. So I'll draw 2.
If Veggie just rips like hard counter, that'd be great. That'd be hilarious.
We'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3.
One more.
All right, I get one more draw to hit a hard counter here.
This is terrible. If Veggie pulls Remand here and I tapped out for Tribal Unity, this game is toast.
I don't think I can stop that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna get a Surge Spanner trigger because it becomes tapped. So I might as well pay 2 and bounce.
A bear.
I know. I'm like, who? It's clearly the Schulz that is the reason this is happening. So this is woodland creature collusion. I did not think that I would have to worry about an elf bear insect overrun tag team death, but here I am.
I'm going to say that's credit. I will take the credit. That will not be blame.
I can't even bounce anything really because any of the bears helps you because that's another bear. It's another bear entering the battlefield. Whatever.
Ooh, bouncing a Tovolar makes it not go back to night. But I don't know how much you want to help the two of us after killing you.
No. For this, at this point, I'm rooting for the other blue player.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll bounce tribute to the world tree.
Deal.
I have no other responses to this.
Okay, so I will scoop up everything except for these 7 bugs and the 2 untapped ones. And I believe Veggie will scoop up his entire life.
How much pump do the insects get? Because they some of them probably live.
All the insects get pumped for 7, so they are 8/8.
8/8.
8/8. Yeah, because this 1, 2, 3, 4.
You said these are the ones that were blocking these.
Yeah.
And so the rest... Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of these are not 8/8s?
So 6 of them.
6 of them are not 8/8s.
Yeah, these are all 7/7s, and these 2 are not.
Oh, great. So I get to keep them all. So you kill these.
No, I'm fine with taking out the elves at this point.
There's more things that pump for elves or give me mana for elves, things like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there's already a crap ton of the better elves in my graveyard.
Yeah.
So I will scoop up everything except for all of my insects.
Yeah. And I'm gonna take 7, 8 insects in space. I'm done. I'm out.
All right.
Okay.
Now I have to see what
I am
trickery this was.
very curious. Well, Veggie took no actions on his turn, so it'll go to night.
So we did promise, and we will deliver on said promise.
To not die by wolves. Oh no.
I think that has to start with recasting of Grizzly Bear,
Of course.
which will trigger Eula, and I will put 2 +1/+1 counters on Bear Cub. And then I will cast Doric, Nature's Warden, Tiefling Druid. Say 3/3 with Vigilance. This is when Doric Nature's Warden enters the battlefield, search your library for a forest card and put it into play tapped. Tap Gaia's Cradle for 6 and cast Overrun. Creatures I control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn.
Yeah, and I still don't think that's enough to kill you, so it's me.
There's 1, 2,
And Overrun
3,
might
4,
not be enough to
5,
kill me.
6.
How much damage is that?
Not enough to kill you,
Great.
but I think it's enough to force Airball into chumping now. If Dryad Arbor hadn't died and NerdGirl still had 8 lands in play, Owlbear Cub would have triggered, and I could have potentially killed her in order to keep my word. The Ruxa Patient Professor does allow me to have creatures I control with no abilities deal their combat damage as though they were not blocked at all. So it's super trample. I will attack out all at Airball.
So what does this total?
15 on the board.
Yeah, 15 plus 12 is 27 plus 1, so 28. And it can be assigned as though it wasn't blocked, right?
Just Bear Club.
I think we have figured out my blocks for this combat step. The Timberwolves and Tovalar are going to block all of the damage coming from Ruxa. The Kessig Naturalist, the Piper, and a Wolf token are going to soak all the damage from the Commander. The Scorned Villager, Thing of the Fells, and another Wolf token are going to soak all the damage from the Owlbear Cub.
Oh my god, I just realized what's happening.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And we're not going to block the Bear Crab at all.
Bear crab.
Oh, or Bear Cub, excuse me. Actually, with the 2 remaining Wolf tokens, we'll block the Bear Crab or the Bear Cub as well. Bear Crab is better.
Yeah.
Those are the declared blocks.
Oh no.
I'm going to activate the activated ability of Full Moon's Rise, regenerating all werewolves I control.
Oh, but doesn't...
It does shrink everything.
Yeah, so maybe some trample damage goes over?
No, because it was only getting buffed as power,
Oh,
not its toughness.
poop.
So, that's the team. Everything will regenerate. I don't know why I pulled it out of its sleeve. And with that, I am willing to go to damage if you are.
I have no other tricks up my sleeve.
And I will let you assign damage.
I will assign lethal damage to the wolf and ignore the rest. I will assign lethal damage to the wolf and ignore the rest. And then I will assign lethal damage to both wolves and then trample over for the remainder.
Those wolves are 3/3s each, so I'll take 2.
2.
But I thought they also regenerate, right?
No, it's only werewolves.
Oh, cool. Okay. So to summarize everything, I will take 2. The wolves will effectively die, and nothing else will happen.
Correct. All wolves will die.
Okay.
Some of my stuff, I think, dies as well.
Ooh.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Oh boy.
You know what could have prevented that? Me winning the game.
So with no root maze, I will pass the turn.
All right. I'll untap my island. And Tovalar will trigger. Everything flips.
Oh, that poor Timberwolf never did get to band with anything.
You did cast 2 spells, so it would have been day. It will flip to night. This will transform. We get to go upstairs anywhere we like for 2. I'm going to hit NerdGirl for 2. And we're going to ping the untapped insect over there for 2 as well.
Rude.
We're going to tap 3 for a Primal Adversary. It's a 3-drop, 4/3 with Trample. When it ETBs, I can pay 2 mana any number of times, and then that lets me turn some of my lands into 3/3 wolves with haste. Yeah. We're not going to pay that any number of times. We're going to plus Arlen, target Primal Adversary. It's going to get +2/+2 Vigilance and Haste until end of turn. We'll plus Domri for red mana. Tap 4 for Breath of Fury. It's a 4-mana enchantment aura. When enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it and attach Breath of Fury to a creature you control. If you do, untap all creatures you control, and after this phase, there's an additional combat.
Well, I thought we might have had enough to live, one of us at least, but now I don't think so.
Schulz, does this make you a liar?
Oh, yeah, I think Schulz has lied to me.
I intended to be a man of my word, but I was not prepared for the Breath of the Fury.
Or the enchantment we all forgot was on the board.
Onboard tricks don't count.
All right, so with that attached to Primal Adversary, I'm going to be able to swing for a total of 34 damage. I can make sure whatever that's attached to connects, because I can generate mana in my combat step and give Trample with Tovolar. So I can attack arbitrarily many times for about 30 per turn.
Okay, I think that's a lot more life than we have, so...
Yeah, tapped out, no cards in hand, already dead.
Yeah,
GG's. That's
good game.
Thanks, Veggie.
The games go to the werewolves.
I hate that Airball made a liar out of me. I really thought I could get through, but on board, embarrassing.
Tales of Adventure is one of our biggest sponsors, and the best way to support us is by buying Magic cards. You are going to do this anyway, so why would you go anywhere else, especially when you get 5% off of your orders with our specialized code?
TOA has an amazing selection of singles, and they even specialize in premium cards. So make sure you head on over to TOA with the link down below in the description and use code DECKEDOUT at checkout for that 5% off and to support your favorite Commander show. Overall, I'm really happy with how the deck played. I made a lot of creatures and a lot of mana, and I really did overwhelm the board. I was just one payoff short of taking home the win. Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in TCG accessories. We love their stuff, and we know you will too. In fact, every single playmat, sleeve, or deck box featured on this show is an Ultimate Guard product.
And we use Ultimate Guard to protect our own personal collections on a day-to-day basis.
So make sure to use the link in the description to support our channel and treat yourself to some amazing upgrades.
My life total may have been the first one to go to 0, but the real winner of every Commander game is the player that gets to say, at the end of your turn, the most. So take that for what it's worth. Moxfield is the best deck list site available. It has everything you need to customize, compare, and collaborate. View and brew the way that works for you. Moxfield is the only way that we can track and share all of our spiciest builds here on the show, and whatever Veggie is playing. Make sure to follow our Moxfield profile in the link in the description.
Well, that's the kind of game that just kind of falls into your lap. I was just in the right seat at the right time. NerdGirl attacked out, blew out Veggie, Schulz didn't see the onboard trick, and I sort of took advantage of it without having to do anything myself. But I'm still going to take credit and say that I'm smarter than the average bear.
As you may have noticed, Decked Out has been weekly for the entire month of April, and we will even be continuing to be weekly for another month after that. But if you guys would like to help keep the show that way, you guys can support us by heading on over to our Patreon. We have a goal to keep the show weekly for the rest of 2024. So if you would like to unlock some exclusive perks like signed tokens, spell table games with us, even get your deck featured here on the show, you can head on over to our Patreon.
And of course, you can always support us by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And there's a bunch of other buttons that you can hit too that help. I think there's like a bell, a notification, something like that. Do all of the buttons. I think that's all we have for you for today. We'll see you next time on Decked Out.